Hi everyone, this is Jen. Welcome to my channel. Go ahead and get out your 6x6 paper and line the bottom of it with the left-hand side of the scoreboard. And we're going to start our scoring at 1 3/8 of an inch. Take that bottom of the paper and line it up with the top. Our first score line is going to be at 1 3/8, and we're going to stop there at that score line that we just made. The next line is 2 3/4, and we are going to go all the length of the paper. Don't stop at the score line, go the whole way. The next one is 4 1/8, and we're going to stop at the score line, and then you go to 5 1/2 and you score the whole length of the paper. And I'll show you what the difference is between this and the square bottom bag that we made earlier for our first project. So you're going to cut out the little 1/2 inch mark there on the end that you've seen me snip out, and that's the only part you have to cut out. And then we're going to just cut in like we always do on those score lines, just notch them out. And we'll go ahead and affix some adhesive to the side. The difference in this project and the other square bottom bag is the sides of the project actually have rigid edges, and so it's kind of like a pouch rather than a bag, but it's really cute. So I'm going to go ahead and stick some adhesive on the side and the bottom tabs here. Let's see where I'm going to put it. You never know if I'm going to put it on the tab or if I'm going to put it on the side, and I think I put it on the tab this time. So on the right side of the paper I will stick some adhesive so when I fold those together it'll catch, and then I will put the adhesive on the bottom flaps just as you see here. This will actually fold over on itself since we made those score lines, those couple score lines that went all the way down the length of the paper. So you're just matching those edges up and pushing it all together. And then the bottom is still square, so you're going to go ahead and put that flap that has no adhesive, you're going to put it in first because that's the back, and then kind of hold everything together and square up the bottom, fold in those side pieces, and then take that front flap and fold it back. So you still have the square bottom, but then when you pick it up you have those rigid sides, so it's like a pouch. So it's another neat way, different way to make a square bottom bag. And you know, there's really no benefit. I guess you could probably put different things in it, but it's just a neat little look to have. So to finish it out, what we're going to do is we're going to install some trim like we did on the other ones. All I did was take some coordinating paper, I cut it into 6-inch strips, and then I took my little decorative scissors and I cut out one side of the trim piece to make it like a scalloped border, and that's going to be for the top and the bottom. So we'll align the straight edge along the bottom edge, and then we'll align the straight edge on the top so that that scallop is kind of bordering that trim, just like that. So once we get the bottom on, I always start towards the back of the project with my trim. Here I'm taking the I have two handles this time instead of one, and we're going to permanently affix them. These are not going to get brads. So I put adhesive on both ends of the handle, and I'm going to lay them down first because what I want to do is I'm going to cover those handles with my trim piece that goes on the top. And I will tell you, just as a tip here, don't put your handles down further than what your trim is going to cover. And I do that here, and you'll see me, I have to kind of fix it a little bit and go back and forth. But if, like I said, this trim was probably, by the time I cut off the scallop, probably about 3/8 of an inch. So you don't want to put your trim down, or I'm sorry, your handles down any lower than that, because you don't want your handles sticking out below your trim. If you do, I mean, it's fine, but you're just going to see the handles sticking out below. So I try not to usually do that. When I removed the handle from the project, because I had put it down too far, it kind of ripped the paper a little bit. So I'm trying to attach it here with some liquid glue. It's Tombow clear glue. And then I'll just take that top trim piece, and I'm going to align it with the top of our project, covering up those handles, so it's going to seal those in and help those stick a little bit better to the project. So I'll bring it around the back, match the ends of the beginning and the end of the trim, and that's basically the project. So this is how I usually attach. When I attach permanent handles versus the brads, that's how I do it. Let's see here. I ended up using the rose red ink from Stampin' Up! To stamp this sentiment, and then I cut around the sentiment with those scallop scissors again and just inked up the edges with the ink. I'm laying down some foam tape, and then I will take that sentiment with the foam tape for a little dimension, and we'll just lay it on the project. And that is it. So a couple different ways to do simple little bags. And that is it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. If you would like to purchase the products or the instructions for these projects, you can visit my Etsy store labeled Genuine Store. I greatly appreciate your support, and thanks for watching the video. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.